I'm your only customer. Why are you always polishing a glass? Drink. Makes people nervous when a bartender just stands there. Lay some bartender wisdom on me. I'm lost in space here. You're not where you want to be. You feel like you're supposed to be somewhere else. You said it. Well, say you could snap your fingers and be wherever you wanted to be. I bet you'd still feel this way, not in the right place. Point is, you can't get so hung up on where you'd rather be that you forget how to make the most of where you are. What are you telling me? Take a break from worrying about what you can't control. Live a little. Live a little.
Let's play a game. Next time you're walking down a busy street in a supermarket or waiting for a coffee, take a moment and just look around. Not at your phone. Look at the people. See how many are truly present, how many are making eye contact, how many seem open to a moment of unexpected human connection. My guess? Not many. We've collectively built invisible walls around ourselves, headphones in, eyes down, a subtle do not disturb sign hanging in the air around us. Now think back. How many times have you been in one of those spaces and seen someone who sparked your curiosity? Maybe they were laughing at a book's cover in a store, trying to choose between 2 brands of pasta, or just had a look that made you think, they seem interesting. And what did you do? Most of us, myself included, more times than I can count, glance, maybe even muster a half smile, and then we pull out our phones. We dive into the digital void. We let the moment pass, justifying it with a familiar internal monologue. It's weird. They're busy. I'd be bothering them. What would I even say if I get rejected? What if I told you that this common anxiety is masking the single most transformative skill you can develop? It's not a slick pickup line, a rehearsed routine, or a secret handbook of tricks. It's something far more fundamental and profoundly human. The ability to simply talk. To talk to people everywhere, about anything, not with a goal of immediate romantic success, but with the goal of dismantling the intimidation factor brick by brick until all that's left is you, a confident and curious person, connecting with another person. This video is an argument for that practice. It's an exposition on why the advice to talk to people everywhere is less about seduction and more about building the best version of yourself. The gym of social confidence. Think about this like building a muscle. The first time you ever step into a gym or go for a run after years of inactivity, it's brutal. Your body aches, your coordination is off, and you feel incredibly self-conscious. Lifting a 5-pound weight feels awkward and difficult. But you go back. You do it again and again. You don't start by bench pressing 200 pounds. You start with the bar. You celebrate small victories. And eventually, through consistent, gradual effort, what was once hard becomes easy. The weight hasn't changed, but you have. Your confidence grows not because you've magically transformed, but because you've provided yourself with undeniable proof that you can do it. Conversation is the exact same muscle. The gym is the world around you. The supermarket, the laundromat, the line at the concert, the elevator, the bus stop. The weights are simple, low-stakes interactions. The goal of your first 100 reps isn't to get a phone number or a date. The goal is simply to complete the rep, to prove to yourself that the world does not end when you speak to another human being. See someone looking in a store window, stand near them and say, "That's a wild outfit. I can't decide if it's brilliant or terrifying." Waiting in a long line, "I hope this movie is worth the wait. My feet are already complaining." At the supermarket, you seem to know your way around the produce aisle. "Please, you have to tell me the secret to picking a good avocado. I have a 50% failure rate." The topic is utterly irrelevant. The action is everything. You are collecting data. You're learning what works, what gets a genuine smile, what falls a little flat. And crucially, you're learning that falling flat isn't fatal. A brief, slightly awkward interaction is not a referendum on your worth as a person. It's just a conversation that ended. You say, "Well, have a great day," and you move on with your life, muscle slightly stronger for the effort, The alchemy of de-intimidation. This is where the magic begins to happen. It hits on a profound psychological shift. When talking to people no longer intimidates you, something special will happen. What is that something special? It's the dissolution of a filter that has been distorting your reality. Right now, you might see beautiful, intimidating people as a category separate from people. You put them on a pedestal, and from down below, any interaction feels like a high-stakes performance. You're not talking with them, you're performing for them, hoping to gain their approval. But after you've done your reps, after you've talked to the person buying dog food about their Labrador, and the grad student on the train about the book they're reading, and the tourist about where to find a good cup of coffee, the filter starts to crack. You have hundreds of data points proving that these are just people. Interesting, funny, sometimes shy, sometimes outgoing, often nerdy, occasionally awkward people. The pedestal crumbles. You stop seeing a category and start seeing an individual. This is the foundation of all genuine connection. When the intimidation is gone, your entire demeanor changes. Your body language relaxes. Your eye contact becomes warm and engaged, not intense and needy. You listen to what the other person is actually saying because you're not frantically running through a script in your head. You become present. And people, especially those who are often on the receiving end of performative and agenda-driven interactions, are exquisitely sensitive to this shift. They can feel the difference between someone who is trying to get something from them and someone who is simply enjoying a moment of shared humanity. The paradox of effortless connection. This brings us to the most persuasive part of the argument, the paradox. Those conversations will naturally turn into seduction mode even without a conscious effort on your part. And once you stop thinking about seduction, you will find yourself just doing it. This sounds almost mystical, but it's deeply practical. Seduction here isn't a manipulative trick. It's the natural magnetic energy that arises between two people who are genuinely enjoying each other's company. It's flirting, laughter, and a spark of mutual interest. When you are no longer burdened by anxiety and agenda, you free up your natural personality to shine through. Your humor becomes effortless, your wit becomes quick, your curiosity becomes contagious. You're not trying to be attractive. You are attractive because you are authentically engaged and comfortable in your own skin. A simple chat about the terrible playlist in a grocery store can effortlessly evolve into a witty roast of corporate music choices, which leads to sharing your actual music tastes, which leads to laughing about a concert you both went to, which leads to a natural, comfortable flirtation. You didn't force it there. It flowed there because you were both having a good time, and the connection merited it. You stop thinking about the mechanics and start living the interaction. You will find yourself just doing it. It becomes intuitive. You'll begin to recognize subtle signals of interest because you're calm enough to perceive them. You'll know how to escalate comfortably because you're coming from a place of mutual enjoyment, not scarcity and fear. The ripple effect. Beyond romance. The benefits of this practice ripple out far beyond romantic success. It makes your entire life richer. You become more charismatic in job interviews because you're comfortable talking to anyone. You make new friends more easily. You navigate parties and networking events with ease. The world feels friendlier and more open because you are no longer a passive observer hiding in the corner. You are an active participant. You truly begin to see the change in people's behavior towards you, not because you've learned some secret code, but because you are broadcasting a completely different, more attractive signal. One of confidence, calm, and genuine interest. So the challenge is this. The next time you're out in the world, put the phone away. Look up, make eye contact, smile. See the world as your gym, full of opportunities for low-stakes, positive interactions. Your goal isn't to win someone over in an instant. Your goal is to win over your own fear, one rep at a time. Start with the bar. Start with a comment about the weather, the coffee, or the absurdity of modern life. The weight of social anxiety only feels immense until you start lifting it. And once you do, you'll find yourself stronger, not just in romance, but in every room you walk into.